Hey there, SUP friends. Welcome to Module 2, the Kentucky Framework for Teaching. I hope that you'll enjoy this presentation as you follow along and learn a little bit more about how teachers are evaluated in the state of Kentucky. So let's get started. High quality lessons always begin with a learning target. The learning target is written in kid-friendly language so that students know what's expected of them. It's very important that you introduce each lesson with a learning target so that the students know what they'll be participating in and what the ultimate outcome will be. Principals would like to see these learning targets posted on your board. So when you're teaching lessons this semester, it's important that your learning target is either written on the whiteboard or on a laminated piece of paper. It's also important that it not just be something that's sitting there as a decoration. You want to read it to the students and perhaps even have them repeat it back to you. So for today, our learning target is I can identify key elements of the Kentucky Framework for Teaching and describe how it is used in Kentucky classrooms. So notice that this isn't filled with edu-speak. It doesn't have complicated words or fancy education jargon. It's written clearly and simply in a way that students can understand. We'll talk later in the semester about how to write learning objectives, which are more complicated and are written for adults only. But for today's purposes, focus on this learning target that's written in kid-friendly language that anyone can understand. While you're watching this video, I want you to also follow along with some guided notes. Click this hyperlink here, and it'll open another slide presentation that you will be adding information to at various points throughout this lesson. When you see this stop sign, you're going to want to pause the video and answer the corresponding question in your guided notes. Whenever you teach to your students, it's important that your students have something to do, something to pull from the information. We need to give our students a roadmap of what's most important so that they don't become overwhelmed with the content. Guided notes are a fantastic way to accomplish this, and they can look a very multitude of different ways. Sometimes guided notes could be simple questions that they answer at their desks. Today, your example is using Google Slides, sorry, Google Slides to answer some questions. So we're using a little bit more technology, but it's important that you give your students, like I said, that roadmap so they know what's important and what they should be focusing their attention on. So let's get right to it. Why is the framework important? Well, the framework is a roadmap for teachers so that they know what effective teaching looks like. So the framework can be used to evaluate the quality of good teaching. So it's not looking at what the students are doing directly. Of course, that's a huge component of it, but it's focusing primarily on the teacher and his or her impact in the classroom. So is the lesson well designed and well planned? Did the teacher create an assessment that's appropriate? Is the classroom environment positive and nurturing? Does the teacher have control over the classroom? All of these things are described within the framework. When a principal comes to evaluate a teacher, they use the framework to determine if that teacher is effective or if that teacher needs additional support from the school. So take a minute to talk in your guided notes about why the framework is important and who it evaluates.